Alright folks, today we're going to be learning how to make a traditional coil pot. Two examples here that I've made previously, just cleaning them out a little because they've been sitting around a while. So here's one version. It's a little glary, sorry, but this is a serving dish. It's got two handles, got a little decorative detail on the side, made of coils and smoothed out so you do not see the coil. This one also, another serving dish with no handles. This was also made of coil, and this kind of form you could, if you wanted to, put holes in here and make it a succulent planter. So I'm going to teach you how to make these now. I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that we need to do is make this base. Remember that clay shrinks by 15% as it dries, so we're going to go ahead and make our base a little bit bigger than we would normally want it to be. I just rolled out a slab and I'm going to prep it as always. Make sure that you go in two directions when you prep your slab, and don't push too hard because you don't want it to get skinnier. Flip it to the other side, and we're going to again just quickly go in two directions on this slab to strengthen the particles and even the top layers. Oh, there we go. So you could, if you wanted to, you could use a cookie cutter shape and start like this for your base, or you could free draw it. So I'm going to go ahead and free draw mine. I'm going to take a rubber tip tool, or you can use one of these plastic pencils. Figure out what kind of shape that I want. I think I'm going to make a succulent planter, so I'm going to go oval. I really like these shapes for these coil projects. And you're going to draw it lightly until you like the shape. Draw lightly so that you can erase it out if you don't like it. Once you're happy with your shape, you can go ahead and cut it out. Just carefully trace your rubber tool line. Make some outcuts, and you're going to be left with your base. There we go, all the way around, boom. All right, I'm going to go ahead and release this from the board so that it doesn't stick, and I'm going to smooth and soften my edges. It's always important to soften your edges before beginning construction. All right, so here we go. Now you guys already know how to make a coil, but I'm going to remind you because you don't want your coils, A, to be too thick, and you also don't want them to be wonky. You want them as round as possible. So you're going to squish some clay in your hand first, set it down on, and only push down, give it pressure on the out roll. So when you're rolling away from you, you are putting pressure on your hands so that it starts to get skinnier and longer. You want to keep your fingers open and moving your hands around to make sure that the thickness is even all the way through this coil. You want your coils to be the thickness of a pencil, about. So that's about there now. It's a little thicker than a pencil, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and start scoring this onto my base. So you want to give it a nice score all the way around, just like so. Put a little water on it. We make sure to get a good connection. I like to use a paintbrush, but you can use your hands if you want for that. And I'm going to go ahead and start. When you put your coil down, I'm going to get a little bit closer here with you guys so you can really see what's going on. Move this down a little. Boom. When you first lay your coil down, you want to go ahead and put it right on the edge, right on top, not on the outside side, not on the outside edge, but right on top. And when you set your first coil down, smooth it in. As you go along, you're going to give it a little bit of pressure so it sticks to your base. Go all the way around, and cut it off where it meets and smooth. Okay. Here, the first coil needs to be solidly connected to your base. So I'm going to take my wooden knife and the little round part right here, this little scoopy part, as I support the outside of the coil. I'm just going to come down on the inside like this so that it connects to my base. This is really important. I'm going to put this on a banding wheel to make things a little easier for me here, so I can turn it as I go, and you guys can see it also a little bit better. Banding wheels are backed by the glazes, and they are a very nice tool to use when you're working all the way around like this. So I've now connected the inside. I'm going to support with my hand, and I'm going to smooth it. Make it look nice and also fully connected. Alright. There we go. You can also go through with a rubber rib if you want to. Get my red rib and make sure that it's connected and closed up really well. We're going to go up from here, so you want to make sure it looks neat also, so you don't have to come back down and address the cleanup. Alright, so there is step one. You can make your shape, like I said, anything. You can do a square, you could do a flower shape, whatever you wanted, but there is step one.